tally. But oh my god, GE, that jump felt very very personal, honestly.
Yeah, Yudo's having a good time. Anytime that Yudo's having a good time, the other team is probably not, and that's a good sign for us today.
One step closer.
By the way, he's coming back to Poppy. You know, him taking the back seat. Is this something that you guys planned?
Poppy taking the back seat?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, the thing is, I think everybody on this team is capable of carrying a map, like, legitimately in terms of the fragging power. I would prefer it if my smoke player stayed alive and then was in clutch situations. So I don't mind him having lower fragging numbers than he might have had last year, as long as he's doing his job.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of other talent on the team to carry games.
I think that was something that he already mentioned to us, says Patrick, who immediately punished for the aggression. But Crystal answers back, even then, for 2, taking out the ultimate from the Phoenix. Gonna fall here. Raze. They get flash here. Kelly-S cannot hold, but Crystal from the backside. He does what he does best. Making sure that no one gets onto the site, leaving 2 members left. Trying to get isolated here.
Yudo seems pretty aware of this flank as well. Oh, maybe
no.
not.
Unfortunately, he can't hold it. I think he was aware, but they get the spike. Gonna tag Bunt to only 45 HP. He does have that
There we go.
regen.
No way he's
Once
rezzing here.
again, Crystal. Dude, I'm kind of shocked that he did that, actually.
That's not the play. That's just a ranked Clove play where you're just like, I'm just gonna press my ultimate because I haven't used it.
Maybe he was just trying to buy time for calm, perhaps. Tian.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, it was gonna be a tough one to pull up, I think, regardless.
Good high-low. As soon as he peeks, he's gonna try and do it. There we have it. Poppy. Aura is auraing.
Yeah, that was a nice ultimate combo there. Crystal hitting it off of the push from Neon all the way down. I mean, this is one of the things we talked a little bit about, like, the community being a little bit harsh on, you know, some of the games so far. And right now I feel like after all the stuff that Juvie talked about, you know, Patrick, who's gonna be the GOAT, he is the GOAT, he's gonna be the GOAT. And you know, a lot of people have very high expectations for him. They think he's gonna drop like 40 every map. It's not gonna happen, but he's doing a really good job of taking space, and that's the main thing. Is you never want a duelist who hesitates to like make a play, and Patrick, who does not hesitate, he just makes plays, and that is what we want him to be doing. So even if his fragging numbers are not necessarily there, like even on that round, he gets like info on 4 people, stuns them for Crystal's ultimate, basically wins us the round just by his push, even though he dies insta.
You know, speaking of Crystal, right, I think I'm really liking his positioning. He's always somewhere in the back. He lets the frontliners do their job, and he's there to just really kind of help them solidify those kills. Yeah, you have Patrick who falling very early. Maybe Kelly-S falls as well. But then you're always almost, I would say, what's the word? Gonna get that trade, gonna get a 2 pick off back from Crystal as well. So I'm loving this dynamic from the team as well. And coming back to what I said before the round started for Poppy, we had like a bit of an interview with Poppy a few days ago, right, about what he expects or feels about playing here compared to Naos. How Poppy said that in Naos it felt like it was individual brilliance, but on this team you guys are playing as a team. Do you agree with his statement?
Yeah, I mean, I think basically anytime a player comes over from an environment that's a little bit more comfortable to something that's a little bit less comfortable, there's going to be an adjustment period. And again, that's kind of why these games are really good for us, regardless of the result, just because more hours is going to equal more comfort, which is going to equal better like teamwork. And at the end of the day, like, crazy comps aside, meta aside, whatever, this game is just all about teamwork. The better teamwork, the better the team. So it's great to have a player like Poppy here who has experience and isn't sort of, he's not like taking up too much gravity in the team, if that makes sense. He's just kind of, he's like a really good team player, right? He doesn't, the game is not all about him, and he's just going to do what he does, and that is usually pretty high impact just in and of itself.
You know, I completely agree with you. I think it's a whole different dynamic coming through here from all these players as well. And honestly, you know, we talked a bit about the open tryouts for global esports as well previously, about like what you've witnessed in tier 2, tier 3. So happy to see global esports do this, but let's see what they have today against AG in this next round. Quick flash, Poppy playing this off angle, moves out the way. He challenges, good for 2 even, and now moves out the way. Impact play all around here, could be dangerous, but he has set it up so perfectly with his paranoia. A quick push forward by Patrick Hu, and there's only 2 GE players needed to demolish the entirety of AG.
Wonderful.
Yeah, as Unaton would say, yum 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 yum, eco frags.
No way he says
you know,
that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely he does. Absolutely he does. But yeah, I mean, so you can kind of see a little bit what they're trying to do. RGYNB, the Phoenix player, who is Player is his name, as awesome as that is. He is kind of trying to like pop flash around those little short corners, and you would think that the Phoenix flash would be pretty good at that. But we'll see how it works out in gun rounds, because they need a little bit more firepower on that one.
That is a very risky play here. Udotan had actually been, you know, found out by the knife, and he's still holding on behind that box. Timing could be crucial here. Checks the area with the cam. His teammate is there. Yeah, RGYNB is deciding, okay, I smell something fishy, I'm moving out the way.
Yeah, meanwhile, Wadi over on the Raze, aka Bugatti Veyron, not really moving like a Bugatti Veyron. That's sort of Neon's job, and in this case it pays off, because had he been just running it down,
timing's perfect.
He definitely doesn't get that value.
Bull whipping for a little bit, Poppy gains composure, great enough to move out the way here. 49 HP left, surviving
exactly
with his life. The Neural Theft will come online here. We have Tian sort of relaying that information from his teammates, but for Wadi, it's about trying to breach that site. That smoke is not helping, and knowing there's a player holding him, marking his area, it's also something that puts a little bit of question marks to him sort of pushing out.
Yeah, very suspicious that after the Neural Theft they have not gone for the plant. So Spidey sense is tingling for Yudo, but he still gets Cypher diffed in middle. You can call it what it is. Timing. What? How did that not miss?
That classic though. Gonna fall out Crystal, reliable as ever. The last person keeping the site.
Never give up.
Great util usage, honestly.
Level heads until
yeah, Crystal, you know, we when we were forming the team, the management of GE was like, we want Crystal. And Juby and I were like, Crystal's good. Like, let's get Crystal. Yeah. And then we watched him scrim, and we're like, let's get Crystal. And then management was like, we really want Crystal. And we're like, I guess we're getting Crystal, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I you know what? I couldn't tell that you guys wanted Crystal at that point, man. Are you sure you wanted Crystal?
Yeah, I mean, as long as he does that, he can have his job.
Cool here. Perfectly played that micro angle to perfection. Forced out here by that flash, finally falls. Punished for the double peek, but then you have Udotan as ever holding the angles here with the smokes. Good for 2 before finally falling to bunt. But as for Tian, it's been reliable enough to play in this mid area. Good hold just to make sure that no one's just lurking around. But Poppy, today, he's sharp.
Yeah, I mean, I think they must have mixed the audio feeds, because he definitely heard you. Because ever since you called him out for being 0 and 4, he's kind of been he's been a little crispy.
My bad, Poppy. You know what?
I mean,
if this is what it costs for him to be good, then you know why not, right? Mix up the audio.
Yeah, Rushi, make sure that she gets a jersey. Bring it to all of our games. She can talk smack to Poppy every day before the game starts. And you said anything to win this year, so you know, I'll hold you to that.
You know, you have cheerleaders, and then you have the smack talkers, bringing a whole different vibe to the team.
Motivation.
Poppy swings up, pops heads. What's more, look at the amount of pressure he's putting onto the players of AG here, who even dare to even peek out in front of A. Now that force back.
Right there.
Yeah, we're doing a really good job jamming them in A main because their team doesn't have the same sort of like early explosive power that a Breach Neon does, where you can just kind of instantly take elbow, and so they're falling prey to a lot of our traps as a result. And so yeah, I think A main might be off limits to them for the rest of the script or the rest of this game.
And not before Calm has something to say about it. Shot straight to Patrick. Ooh, Kelly, yes, for one more, 3 even. Global Esports shows complete dominance, at least this first half.
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty happy after that initial throw. I'm not going to let Yudo live that pistol round down, but you know, we made up for it in the rest of the half.
What are you going to tell him after this? After this game, you're like, hey, I saw that pistol. What are you going to say to him?
I mean, I'm going to say, listen, good job, but this play, never do this again. Don't ever do this again.
Damn. Anyways, it's a tech timeout once again for the teams. So let's talk a little bit about what we've seen so far. Okay, I want to talk a little bit. I mean, PepperX, they have the Malden coach, right? Have Alex breaking desks. What's the vibe for Juvie?
Juvy's chill. I was trying to, like,
you know, that's the vibe I got for him. I was kind of hoping to tilt him or something, but
no. I think he might just be too chill to tilt. And like I was like, should we do some sort of like, you know, motivational thing before the game? Should we like give us a little bit of a speech? He's like, nah, and here we are.
Damn. No smack talk, no motivation, just straight up go, you know what? Let's go, guys. We got this.
Yeah, you know, there's like two types of people.
Playing skating. Oh, look.
there's like two types of people who make montages, right? There's the like the people who like hit the flick and then they like hard flick away, and it's like really weird because you know, like the unnecessary flick away, and then there's the calm aimers, right? Juvy's a calm aimer.
Yeah.
If we want to put it in montage terms.
And then you have our production that's out here playing skateboard. It's giving Tony Hawk. Did you play Tony Hawk back in the day?
Are you trying to date me or what? Yes, I did play Tony Hawk Pro Skater back in the day on the N64. I am that old. Thank you.
Dang, you know, you doxed yourself. I didn't say anything.
It's okay. I mean, those were some of the best days. Hitting a 900 on the half pipe in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was like the hardest trick that had ever been landed.
Dang. Man, look at that.
Chat has no idea what I'm talking about, by the way.
Oh my god! Patrick, who just completely runs it down, finds the Julius, finds RGD and Y, but finally knocked down by Bunts.
किसे नहीं अपडेट इससे? Hello.
Both a 1-for-1 advantage here, both teams.
Oh, bah. Ta-da.
Skirmish. AG really liking to stay
Ball.
with this comp. They're kind of just like death balling behind these flashes.
Sorry.
An interesting approach. You know, the contact style is good against traps.
Kelly, yes! Man's an aimer.
We like those.
Bhalo.
We like those. Like I said, we've got a lot of aimers on the team. You know, we've got 3 former duelists.
Oh, no.
And then we have the master of Aura Poppy.
No.
And then we have some random 18-year-old Filipino kid.
Hello.
And everybody can shoot.
Yeah.
No, na kichu laga.
Our friendship in there too.
No.
You just immediately
No, na kichu
around,
patta
and you have
no.
this guy just completely beelining down tiles, just going
No.
crazy. Is this
No.
something that you guys planned, or is it something
No,
that you
no.
guys are like, just let the dogs out?
Fuck Ragna.
Sometimes
bhai.
Patrick
I
hits
edited
himself
hai.
by accident, and then he just calls a play and does it. And so, you know, a lot of the times we do have
ঠিক আছে
stuff
তাহলে আমি
aggressive, but you never know. That might have just been one. I'm not in the comms where he
আমি
just decided to
পতন হয়ে গেছি
Sounds about right. Already we have the null command online here from
নাকি তুলে ধরতাম তুই যেটা করতে এখন ব্যর্থ সেটা কর
pushes everyone out the way. Patrick, good flag will be caught down by the trip. Now for Poppy here
Wow.
playing this corner very, very well, but one by one.
না এখনো ওয়াচ পার্টি চলছে
Falling like dominoes. It's hard. Udo's
জানি না
on the
দেখছি
line. He's sharp. Got Chad falling.
না
There's still another 4 players to go with.
না
Footsteps done. They know where he is here, and it's gonna be a team ace from AG.
না
9-3.
তুই
Do
ইয়ে
you
কর
believe in superstition?
নাইট্রো নিয়ে আছে
No, the 9-3 curse is
না না ফ্রিতে 2 সপ্তাহ
I don't
দিয়েছে
believe, especially when my team's playing. We're gonna close this out, no problem.
হুম
Okay, so sometimes I would look at
জানি না দেখতে
Juvenile.
হবে
He starts, wiping his head, hands on his forehead. Is he tilted or is he thinking?
হওয়ার কথা
Um, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it's thinking. He's a very smart, intellectual guy. But realistically, he was
Just a
probably
chill
slapping a
guy.
mosquito because there's like mosquitoes.
Watchparty হতে
I don't,
দেরি
I don't
আছে
know if it's like the Korean
5টা
BCT
বাজে
teams or just like all BCT Pacific is sort of unleashed
ঠিক
some
আছে
weird
তখন যদি
homegrown
ফাঁকা থাকে
mosquitoes that
খেলবো
keep sneaking into our office and stealing our strats, and then Juvenile has to
কিছুই
kill
করবো
them
না
every day. It's a true story.
Oh dang.
আর
You know
তবুও
what?
যদি
I
না
don't
খেলি
blame him. There's a lot of strats cooking here in the background, and this time around, pistol
না
once again.
তুই আগে তোর যদি মনে হয় যেটা করেছিস
More
ঠিক
fun
করেছিস
strat than I expected.
Let's see. Can this
না
team
ভাই
that is playing 2 duelists, well, kind of 3 duelists if you can count Clove, can they avoid walking into us on our default? That's going to be the main question that AG has to answer on this defensive side, because it's going to be hard to play the game unless they're moving forward and trying to play aggressive.
Oh man.
And
কিন্তু
Question
that's
করেছিস
why you
কেন
don't buy the energy classic.
You know what?
তো
Don't buy the energy
তো
classic.
তোর এম লাগার জন্য কোনোদিনও
No
কিছু
one
বলেছিস
this.
এটা
We
নিয়ে
don't want we don't want no smoke. Just kidding. Anyways, Widow 10 already trying to breach
তো সে তো
that.
বকার জন্যই তো
Can't
এসছে
do so quite yet. Tian gonna be forced back here. Util dump all around. It's perfect. GE breaks the defense, forcing all the members of AG straight into Boba. Now it's just waiting for the retake.
ঠিক আছে
Flash ready here. And they swing out. 1, 2, 3. Patrick Wu falls, and the retake's actually so devastating here, leaving Udo10 once again to pick up the pieces, and he can't. And AG, they're slowly but surely making their way back.
Yeah, there was a lot of chip damage that happened as both from the flank by the Raze, and then also just as they were coming to the site. Patrick Hu was down to 40 HP. You can see that Kelly was kind of low. Also, Crystal taking damage. So when 5 players are just kind of running you down, spamming right clicks and stuff, you need every point of health that you can get. You kind of get run over on the retake there.
Yeah, that retake was honestly
জানি না
so good. It was very, very overwhelming as well. As soon as the flash came out, GE couldn't do anything to avoid the flash, and at that very moment, the whole team of AG just completely flooded in and just obliterated them. It's really hard to react off that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've got a bunch of flash. They've got a bunch of just fighting tools with most of their characters. So they're definitely gonna be trying to turn this map into a brawl, I think. And so GE discipline on the defense, or sorry, on the default is gonna be really.
না 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 ডিসকর্ডে ভয়েস যায় না ডিসকর্ড
Ew, that Bucky. Once again, a Benes. Patrick Hu and Udo10 getting 1 each here. Man, disadvantage for them.
এত রাতে উইন্ডোজ আপডেট হয়ে গেল
Still, the KO holding a very aggressive off angle if you think about it. Thinks twice. But for Global, they're patient as ever. Silent all around. A big push forward. Udo10 wins this. Immediately cages up, and he's already breaching that site.
Yeah, great work from him taking that solo contact while everybody else went elbow. I mean, one thing, we lose a lot of.
Hey, Anuj Da, welcome to the stream. Lodega emote.
A lot of contests. So double-edged sword for us so far this year.
With only 10 HP, a 1 versus 3. It's honestly a
নাড়ে ওয়াচ পার্টি চল
thrifty even for Udo10. He's seen 4K.
ঠিক আছে যা না ভাই চিত
Like I said, he's on his duelist arc in this particular game. We need to figure out we need really detailed notes. We need to know what he ate for breakfast, how long he slept, what music he listened to before the game, because we need him playing like this every single match this year.
Gotta make sure that
Put him in a lab. Put him in a lab.
What
and
if he
figure
said
it out.
what if he said oh, last night I had caviar? Are you gonna feed him caviar every day?
Listen, Rishi said every expense, whatever it takes to win.
আমি
Honestly, the best boss. Kudos to him. Now this time around, GE Udo10's timing could be huge.
তুই বাংলা সার্ভারে আমি আছি আমি ওর ফ্রেন্ডে নেই তাহলে আমি কি বলবো যা সালা ভাই ম্যারেজ সাথে কি আছে हाँ भाई
entirety of Boba, but it's not Boba that is the area of congestion here. It's actually flank.
Yeah, I mean,
Into market.
AG just played.
ও আচ্ছা ডিসকর্ডের ফ্রেন্ডে
Hell yes.
ডিসকর্ডের ফ্রেন্ড
Finally as well, Poppy.
আমি তো ফ্রেন্ড বলতে ফেসবুকই বুঝি ভাই এই ডিসকর্ডের ফ্রেন্ড
All that needed a flash forward here. The Phoenix
অরাজদা
went in,
পাঠিয়েছে এ পাঠ
but now it's a pinpointing Poppy. Undoubtedly the most impactful player, and he does.
ও না নেই আমার ডিসকর্ড ফ্রেন্ডও অঙ্কিত নেই মানে ডিসকর্ড ফ্রেন্ডে থাকলে থাকতো আর না ডিসকর্ড ফ্রেন্ডের
Yeah, only had what, like 44 HP going into that fight. Wins it anyway. Like I said, the attack was not so great for all gamers.
বেশি ঘুম হয়ে গেলে হয়
Going here. GE, they look comfortable. They're just kind of like rolling off that heat, the momentum. Meanwhile, for AG, their aggression is just getting shut down. And if they're not aggressive, you have Patrick who just pushing toward them. It's hard to really figure out.
আমি 6:30টায় ঘুমিয়ে 1টায়
This
উঠেছি
time around, both teams very quiet early.
Yeah, this has been the most passive round I think AG has played so far. Definitely being.
আরে আনবিজ আমি আমি ভাবছি যে আমি কি নিনজাদের স্ট্রিম দেখছি কারণ নিনজাদের স্ট্রিম খোলা আছে ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড
Able to kind of stack their
Yes,
beat
sir.
very early on. So okay, Raze gets two.
ভাই তুমি
back-to-back
জানো না
wins.
ভাই কালকে যা কেস হয়েছে না ইউ হ্যাভ নো ফাকিং আইডি
Patrick who tries to make something happen, immediately shut down, but he is still good for one. One by one, the numbers dwindle though. Kellyes still makes
না না 12টা 12:30টার পরে খেলা হবে না নয় আমি এটাই বললাম যে আজকে এমনি মানে প্র্যাকটিস ছাড়া অন্য কিছু হবে না বললাম তুমি দেখো আজ শুধু কালকে শুধু ওই 5 ম্যানে আমরা কিউই করে গেছি একেবারে মানে ফার্স্ট রাতটাকে তোলার জন্য না প্র্যাকটিস করার জন্য এবার কি বলতো ফার্স্ট রাতটা উঠে যেতে এমনি উঠে যেত
finally.
দাঁড়া আমি আগে ইয়েটা
Yeah, and definitely aggression towards the end there, but the discipline of not walking down middle, you can see that Global is expecting it because they've done it so many times already this half. But really, the line being held by Phoenix there just gave all the information they needed. So Global needs to sort of spread their default now a little bit, make sure that they are actually taking map space because that's one area that all gamers are really going to struggle with is if they lose control of part of the maps early.
This time Patrick who is going aggressive as ever. Fast lane up here, overdrive online, and he makes a beeline straight to Boba. Calm burst out, playing inside of the cage. But for Patrick who, he's playing it very safe. He knows the positions. Gonna find Calm, that's big. All the util on the site gone already, and he's not done. He tries to put a little bit more damage in, but gonna fall. Udo tied at least to support him. The spike goes down already. The other members of AG questioning how to even breach that site. Udo, a dangerous play. Showstopper online. Udo time to fall. But you have Kellyes. It's layers upon layers here for Global Esports. When the front line falls, you have Kellyes in the second. He's not done. A flash forward here. A good cross from Market and Boba. And now for Bunt. What are you going to do here, buddy? Are you going to try and go for it here? If he walks up, immediately he will be stunned. And he's thinking, okay, perhaps this might not be a winnable round, excuse me. And he's going to go for that save.
Yeah, that's just a really, really nice understanding of the situation by Global. Yeah, I'm going to give my team a little bit of credit at this point. They know that there's some really good retake ultimates coming in from AJ with both the Showstopper and the Phoenix ult. And so they jam them in the choke point far away from the site. So just to get through the choke point, they have to use two ults. They are able to eventually get through, but they have no really punching power once they're trying to get into the site now for the rest of the retake. So super good positioning from Global on that one.
Looks so dominating this map. I mean, I think you guys mentioned that this is actually your map pick, right? For Haven. I mean, sorry, for Sunset, excuse me. So
Yes.
showing dividends. Patrick who
Yeah,
still
we like this map.
leaving the map pool soon though. So you're gonna have to find a different map to like as Millie Bunt force out the way here and they sprays are good. Patrick who and Udo Tan as well. Completely crunching the site from two different entry points. But we do still have Wadi going in for that flank. He can try and isolate fights. Udo Tan falls. And everyone goes on red alert here. Patrick who with 3 already. But for Tian, what are you gonna do? This is the round that you want to try and win, but you can't. Global Esports win it with conviction, and they take Sunset.
Yeah, just a really solid game plan execution by Global. Honestly, that's pretty much how it goes in scrims for us most of the time, and so it's nice to see the practice being put into action when it matters. You know, that's one of the things that the last few days of face off have really kind of shown us is that sometimes we put into practice what we scrim, but it's not consistent at the moment, and we really need to kind of make sure that we're doing the things that are working well for us, and we're doing them at the level that we are doing them in scrims instead of being hesitant and like kind of overcalling too much because we're afraid to make a mistake. We just want to go with the call. We want to make the play. We want to be decisive. And if you can play Valorant like that, you're going to do pretty well.
Dang, I'm just looking at their slides. Was it intentional for them to all have the same ones?
Probably. I mean, I'm not there, so I don't know. I don't know what the uniform is, but maybe.
I think you're gonna be part of it, no?
Yeah. I mean, I could use some new slides. I'm always down. Free clothes are always good, you know.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this game, I have to say I'm very, very impressed with what I saw for Sunset. I mean, at this point, I think coming to the end of the season, I mean, knowing that Sunset is going to be removed as well, are you guys prepared for that already?
Sorry, I spaced out in the middle of your question. Can you say that one more time?
I was gonna say now that Sunset is going to be removed from the map pool, like
Oh yeah,
are you
yeah,
guys
sure.
already preparing for the new map already?
I mean, the thing is, like, we still don't really know how Riot's going to handle the map pool this year. They said that these maps are rotating out, but then they also said that now we're going to go to what, like 2 months for a map rotation, but that might just apply to ranked. They said there was going to be some, I don't know, announcement about for competitive, maybe, I don't know. So I think I'm at that point right now where I feel like this year is probably already going to be very crazy just because we're sort of at a big meta reset. We had maybe the biggest patch we've had since, I don't know, like 2022, as far as like shaking things up with like the smokes and some of the duelists. And we know that there's Harbor and Deadlock nerfs coming. So at this point, planning for anything is kind of pointless. And so we're just going to try and work on the fundies and make sure that our basic Valorant gameplay is good, and then we can put that Valorant gameplay on whatever maps and with whatever agent comps we end up having to run.
ভাই আমার আমার
Fair enough.
আমার আমার
Let's talk a
লোটাস
little
খুব
bit about the
পছন্দের
stats
ভাই
here. Now, coming into this game,
ফর সাম
I
রিজন
think
আমার
it's
লোটাস
very,
খুব
very
ভালো লাগে ভাই
funky.
লোটাসে
Very
হেরেওছি
fun
অনেকবার
this map, right? But what do you think?
এখন
This
এখন
map,
এখন এখন
what
অন
what you
করেছে
think
এখন অন
will
করে দেখ কিছুক্ষণ আগে
really
অবধি
shut
দেখ
down AG on that map?
যেখানে আমাদের কন্ট্রোভার্সিয়াল কথা হচ্ছিল সেখানগুলো
Well,
মিউট কর
I think we just did
হুম
a
হুম
good job on playing
তো
like our basic
ইয়ে
games pretty well.
সানসেট ওয়াজ গুড
Like I said, pretty early on, was struggling to take a main space just because they didn't really have that gap close. Right, they had two duelists. Um, kind of Raze can take space, but usually needs some sort of utility to be thrown for her to actually move forward.
না কি বলতো
And yeah, they just weren't able to
ফ্র্যাকচার
get
আমার অতটা ভাল
control
লাগে
of
না
that map
ফ্র্যাকচার ভাল লাগে না
but
ব্রিজও ভাল
really
লাগে
fun
না
style on attack. And I mean, after attack, like you said, it was 9-3, but there's no such thing as a curse, and the map was pretty hard for them to go back on at that point.
But you know what? You know who
না
else we want to talk about?
ফ্র্যাকচার ওইটা
Juvenile coming on
আরে
the
ওইটা তো আছে কি বলতো আমি
on
আমি
Team
কোনটা
View.
ভালো লাগা খারাপ
I
লাগা
think
হয়
before we talk to him,
তোর
I
যেমন
really
হচ্ছে
want
যে
to
তোর
know
অ্যাসেন্ট আমার
what
অতটা ভালো
you
লাগে না ঠিক
think
আছে বিকজ অ্যাসেন্টে তোর
AG
আর এখন আর অত
like the
প্লেজ নেই
idea behind
আর
having
নতুন নতুন প্লে
Raze. I
বানাতে
mean,
পারবি না
technically he's sort of like a
দ্যাট
solo
সেম গোজ উইথ ব্রিজ
creation, right?
ব্রিজে
His
কিন্তু
posture is
প্লেজ
also
কিন্তু
good as
খুব
well.
লিমিটেড মানে তোকে
Taking
এ সাইড
space,
হিট করলে
very
মিড দিয়ে
aggressive
যাবি এটা দিয়ে হিট করে বি সাইড হিট
defense,
করলো মিড দিয়ে
very
একটা এখান
hard
দিয়ে
per
একটা
se to
ঠিক আছে ওটা তোকে
defend against.
ডিফল্ট করতেই হবে
So
আদারওয়াইজ
it's
ইফ
very
আর গোয়িং
important
থ্রু
to
ওয়ান চোক
understand that
পয়েন্ট
info. But
ইউ উইল
jumping
নেভার
into
আই মিন
this one, what are your
হয়তো
thoughts
ইয়েতে পেয়ে যাই
on
বাট
this map?
অ্যাসেন্ডেন্ট
AG,
ইমমর্টাল
what do you
লবিতে
mean
তুই
by
কোনোদিনও
this?
পাবি না
Focus,
ওটা
speak as he joins the call.
যাই হোক এটা
Well,
থ্রো করে দিল
Phoenix
নাকি ঠিক
is
আছে
the only 6
যাই
comp
হোক
in
এবার
the
ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে ওটাই যে
trying to farm the Bjorn
ওইটার জন্য অত প্লে বানানো লোটাসে অনেক রকমের
so
প্লে বানানো যায় ফ্র্যাকচারে অনেক রকমের প্লে
That was
বানানো যায়
announced
পার্লে অনেক
Juvenile
রকমের প্লে
coming in.
বানানো যায়
Yep, there we go. Juvenile, we talked about elevated about the pick for the Phoenix from
না
Raze.
তুই
What
ওটা
do you think about this one?
কেন সাইডে চলে এলে রিটেক হবে তোকে এইটাই তো ইয়ে
No, so you know what's
ফ্র্যাকচার
funny
ইজ
is I
নট
actually
মেন্ট
decided
টু
to take
বি
a look at what
প্লে
what
ডিফেন্স
games
ওয়াইজ ঠিক
Sunset
আছে
before this
এটা
match
তোর
really
কোনোদিনই তোর
prioritized.
ডিফেন্সিভ খেলার জন্য ম্যাপটা তৈরিই না যদি তোর অ্যাটাকাররা একটা তোর ম্যাপের পার্ট নেয় তুই অ্যাটাকারদের একটা ম্যাপের পার্ট নিবি
So the team they lost to did,
বুঝতে পেরেছিস
you can't just copy and paste if you don't understand why they ran
মনে কর ওরা বিমেন পুশ করছে, তুই পুশ করবি হচ্ছে ওদের ইয়ের মানে ওই যেটা এই উল্টো দিকে যেটা ওই জায়গাটার নামটা কি বলে ভুলিয়ে গেছি না খেলে খেলে। তোকে অন্য, হ্যাঁ তোকে অন্য দিকটা ম্যাপ কন্ট্রোল নিতে হবে। তুই যদি কোনো দিকটাই না কন্ট্রোল থাকে, তুই যদি নিজের স্পনের দিকে তুই ব্যাক করে যাস রিটেক করার জন্য, তাহলে তোর তো মানে হতে পারে যে কেউ একজন এ দিয়ে ঘুরে এসেও মেরে দেবে তো, কারণ ফ্র্যাকচার ম্যাপটা অনেকটা ছোট।
Speaking of, I think we talked a bit about duelists and Udotan. He definitely played like a duelist. Was this intentional? Can you share with us a little bit about that?
No, I mean he's not supposed to be that aggressive. He sort of threw the pistol around completely solo, and so that's something I'm gonna have a talk with him about for sure.
না না, ওটা তো ওপর দিয়ে আছে, ওর তলা দিয়ে তো আমরা
I
জিপ
was
লাইন।
playing it, don't worry.
Yeah,
I was
he
absolutely
flaming
Visal,
flaming
his-
during the cast.
Good, good. He needs it. And like he knew he did something wrong. Like it was just in his head. It's a 3v1. We can't lose. Just swing. Yada yada yada. But we had literally said, hey, just swing on our contact.
বিশাল ওটা ফ্র্যাকচার যখন বেরিয়েছিল তো মানে বলে দিয়েছিল যে ভাই সেরা ইয়ে করবে।
Mistakes like that happen on stage, and that's
ফ্র্যাকচার যখন বেরিয়েছিল তখন বলেছিল একটা নতুন ধরনের জিনিস নিয়ে আসবে, যখন ইয়ে বলেছিল লোটাস বেরিয়েছিল তখন বলে একটা নতুন ধরনের মেকানিজম নিয়ে আসবে, কারণ ওই রোটেটিং ডোরের কেসটা।
Dang. Okay, that's fair
ঠিক
enough.
আছে, তারপরে হচ্ছে
Someone
পার্লে
who's
বলেছিল পার্লের এই
identified
মিড
as
কন্ট্রোলটার জন্য
someone who
পার্লটা
has
বিখ্যাত। ঠিক আছে,
the
যে
best
তুই
approach
যদি মিড কন্ট্রোল নিয়ে নিস তুই তাহলে
slash
ডিফেন্ডারের স্পনে চলে যাবি,
something
মানে
that
লোকের
we
গাঁড় ফেটে যাবে
talked
বলে
a bit
যাচ্ছে না।
elevated in the pre-show about, the
প্রত্যেকটা
culture
ম্যাপের একটা ইউনিক প্লে
of
স্টাইল
how
আছে,
they take criticism
কিন্তু
and
সেই
yeah,
দিক
the
থেকে তুই
positive
আমি যদি বলে
perspective.
অ্যাসেন্ট ইজ ভেরি মাচ ডাউন।
Approach these things.
সবাই অ্যাসেন্টকে অনেক পছন্দ করে, বাট
Everyone's
অ্যাসেন্টে
pretty
সেরকম
open
কিছু
to
নেই।
criticism in this team.
হুম।
There's no one,
আচ্ছা,
pushing back or fighting back.
স্প্লিট ইজ গুড।
And I'm pretty
আই
open
মিন
to people
স্প্লিটেও
disagreeing, right? Like I can
মিড
have a
কন্ট্রোল
discussion
ইজ
with you and explain to
ভেরি
myself,
মাচ
but
নিডেড।
you're allowed to have your own opinion on why you think this is the better play or why this is the better play, and then I will explain to you why I think it's the better play. And if you can convince me, then okay, I'll go with what you say. But I do take a lot of convincing.
হ্যাঁ,
So
কারণ
yeah,
না না
So basically,
it's
that's
a
you and
progress.
elevated, right?
না না, স্প্লিট তো ডিফেন্স
Yeah,
সাইডেড
definitely
ম্যাপ।
me and elevated. Yeah.
স্প্লিটে যদি তোর
So
কয়েকটা
basically,
সেট পিস
hey,
না
let's
থাকে,
kind of let's kind
স্প্লিট
of
ইজ
like
ডিফেন্স
him
সাইডেড ম্যাপ,
and
তোকে
then
সেট
say
পিস
no,
রাখতে হবে।
and then he'll bring out a whole chart to convince you, stats,
Yeah,
charts.
হুম।
Yeah, he brings out a whole chart. It's got a bunch of numbers. I don't really know what they mean, and he just does his best to convince me.
He says,
I
you
love
know what?
that.
I can't read, so these numbers are nothing to me. We're not running your comp.
Okay, loving the dynamic so far. Now after this, we're gonna go to Haven, which is AG's map pick. So, what are your thoughts so far about that
আর
map?
এই আরেকটা ম্যাপ হচ্ছে হেভেন।
Yeah, obviously we have
এই
a
ইভেন্টটা
similar
হচ্ছে
view
দ্য
to this.
গড অফ
Obviously,
ডিফল্ট।
we see
ঠিক
it
আছে,
from
তোকে
different
খালি তোকে ডিফল্ট করতে হবে, মানে চারিদিকে তোকে গিয়ে ইনফো নিতে হবে যে
Alright,
কে
thank you
কোন
so much
সাইটে
for
খেলছে,
that.
কোনটায়
Let's go
পিক
back to
পিক পাওয়া
this.
যাচ্ছে, সেখানে
And
যেখানে পিক পাচ্ছে
yeah,
সেখান
the
থেকে অন্য
question
জায়গায় গিয়ে
Haven
হিট করানো, একটা ম্যাপ কন্ট্রোল নেওয়া,
is
ম্যাপ
Go get
কন্ট্রোল
his
নিয়ে
head
সেখানটা
out.
ছেড়ে দেওয়া, অন্য টিমকে পুশ করতে দেওয়া, তাদের পিক বার করা, অনেক
Haven
হেভেনটাতে অনেক রকম প্লে বানানো।
right
হেভেন এন্ড
now. I
লোটাস ইজ
think
কাইন্ড অফ সেম।
word on the viral
লোটাসে তুই
is
ফাইট
this
করবি
twink
হচ্ছে
out here.
এ সাইট আর সি এমএন আর সিমেনের ওই গোটা এরিয়াটা।
So what have you learned so
ওই
far the
এরিয়াটা যে
most
কন্ট্রোলে
about
লাগবে
map
তার
pick?
কাছে ম্যাপ
What is
কন্ট্রোল
it?
আছে, কারণ ওটা হচ্ছে ম্যাক্সিমাম ম্যাপ কন্ট্রোলের জায়গা।
Yeah, so
আর
I think
ইয়ের হচ্ছে
we've actually it's
তোর
weird. Like Haven was
অ্যাট
one
দ্য
of the
সেম
first
টাইম
ones
তোর
to
হেভেনে
explicitly
ওরকম অ্যাজ সাচ কোনো
communicate
এমএন
outside
ম্যাপ কন্ট্রোলটা
with
আর
the
মিডের ম্যাপ
decision
কন্ট্রোলটা ভেরি
making.
মাচ
We were
ইম্পর্টেন্ট।
definitely just
গ্যারাজ, আউটসাইড বি।
stage frightened a little bit. Like we were just not making the decisions at the speed that we do in scrims. We were not taking the chances that
তুই
we
ইয়ে
were
দেখবি
taking
এখন
in
আমাদের যেহেতু
scrims and
খুব
we're able to
অর্গানাইজ হয়ে
execute
খেলা,
well enough.
দেখবি যখন
I
মনে কর
think that
আমাদের
we're
একটা
seeing
দেখলাম যে এমন সেট পিস বানাচ্ছে ওরা
I think
যে ইউ
actually
ক্যান নট স্ট্যান্ড অন এ সাইট। ঠিক আছে, কারণ বিভিন্ন রকম তোর এমন কোনো সাইটে কোনো জায়গা নেই যেখানে কোনো এবিলিটি আসবে না। ঠিক আছে, অত ওরা যখন সাইটে ফ্লাড ইন করবে
I
তখন
think
হয়
that
তুই
was
স্টান থাকবি, নাহলে তুই
last map
মলি
pick
থাকবি,
that
নাহলে
was
তুই ইয়ে
actually
থাকবি,
a
কারণ
lot
আমাদের
better
ওরকম সেট পিস আছে
unless
কয়েকটা।
they play something like
তো
super
কি করতে হয়
obscure.
তখন ফল ব্যাক করতে হয়,
If they
বাট
play
তুই তোরকম
Saber
ফল
with
ব্যাক করলে রিটেক
Gskill,
করতে পারবি না। তখন কি করে, যখনই দেখবো
if
ওরকম সেট
they
পিস
play
ওরা
something
এক্সিকিউট করা
weird,
শুরু
maybe
করেছে,
take us a little bit of
তখন
time to
আমরা
figure
এই
it
দিক
out.
থেকে ওদের জায়গা
The biggest thing for
স্পন,
us
ওদের
is
জায়গা ফায়গা
we
নিতে
have to
থাকবো।
do
বাইন্ডে আমরা যেটা করি
multiple
সাধারণত, যে
games,
মনে কর দুজন তিনজন
so
ব্যাকস্টেপে
far
চলে গেল
that we've played
আর দুজন ওখানে
Aorus,
হোল্ড করে
Raze,
আছে, এবার ওরা চারিদিক থেকে
Tech
পিন
Fight,
চিনাবে যে
like
সালা মাঠটা কোথা
it has
থেকে
not
খাচ্ছে।
been well coordinated. Let's just put it that way.
তবে
It's like
ওরম
we're just not
সোলো
doing
কিউ
it.
ডুও কিউ
If
করলে
we
ওটা
felt
হয় না।
frankly we're not like taking the right space at the right
সোলো
time.
কিউ ডিউ কিউ করলে তুই খালি
We're a little
কুত্তার
bit
মতন
too
মারতে হবে।
frazzled by what's going on in the game to actually be coherent
অ্যাভিজটা জিতে গেছিলাম জানিস তো, অ্যাভিজটা খুব কালনি খাচ্ছিল লাস্ট। না না তুই মিড, না না মিড কন্ট্রোল না নিয়েও তুই ইয়ে করতে পারবি, কি বলতো ওটা তো সেট পিস এক্সিকিউশন আছে না, তুই মনে কর হুম 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 হুম। না সেইটা আলাদা ব্যাপার, ওরকম ট্রিপ ভাঙার এজেন্ট তো তোর অবশ্যই নেওয়া উচিত যদি, কারণ তোর এখন প্রত্যেকের একটা মেন্টালিটি থাকে যে দেখ কিছু হোক বা নাই হোক ইয়ে থাকে, ওই সাইফার থাকবে, সাইফার থাকবে, নাহলে কেজে থাকবে, নাহলে ভাইস থাকবে, নাহলে ডেডলক। আর ডেডলক তো ভাই বিশাল খেলা হচ্ছে ভাই, ডেডলক ইজ ভেরি ভেরি মাচ ব্রোকেন ডেডলক, ঠিক
Yeah,
আছে।
absolutely. I mean, we definitely
তো
wanted to go
ডেডলকের এখনো অ্যাজ সাচ কোনো ইয়ে নেই,
get some reps on stage.
অ্যান্টি প্লে বেরোয়নি ডেডলকের, কারণ ডেডলকের ওই ট্রিপগুলো সালা যেখানে খুশি লাগাতে পারবি, যেখানে ড্যাসিন হবে, যেখানে ড্রপ করবি সেখানে সালা ট্রিপ খাবি, আর মানে ওটা শক ডটে ভাঙাটা একটু মুশকিল আছে। ডেডলকটা এখনো মেন মেটাতে আসেনি তো, তো লোকের ওইটা জানে না। দ্যাট ইজ ওয়াই ডেডলক ইজ সো মাচ পাওয়ারফুল ইন বাইন্ড। তো ডেডলক, আই থিঙ্ক ডেডলক ইজ ক্র্যাকড ইন এনি ম্যাপ, বাট সেরকম কম নিয়ে খেলতে হবে। হ্যাঁ ডেডলক, না না ব্যাকস্ট্যাপের জন্য না, তুই দেখ আমি তোকে বলছি ব্যাকস্ট্যাপ দেখার মেন্টালিটি ছেড়ে দে, যেটা করতে হবে তোকে ডেডলকে, এই দেখ ডেডলকে তুই মানে সাইড কন্ট্রোল নিচ্ছিস, নিয়ে তুই এক কাজ করে তুই ওদের স্পনে চলে যাবি। এবার ব্যাকস্ট্যাপ দেখার জন্য কে থাকবে বলতো, মনে কর স্মোকার থাকবে, মনে কর যে ওমেন টোমেন না, ওমেন অ্যাগ্রেসিভ খেলে সাধারণত, ব্রিম যে মনে কর লাইন আপ মারবে সে ব্যাকস্ট্যাপ দেখবে, ভাইপার যদি থাকে ভাইপার তোর ব্যাকস্ট্যাপ দেখবে। তো ওরকম ভাবে তোকে ইয়ে করতে হবে, আর অলওয়েজ ব্যাক অফ দ্য মাইন্ডে তো রাখতে হবে যে না ভাই যখন তখন এই স্মোকটা ভুল
Everybody thinks this comp is great because you have two
আইসবক্স
duelists.
ঠিকঠাক, আইসবক্স আমার ভালো লাগে না কেন বলতে, আইসবক্স আমার লুজিং রেট বেশি।
They do all the hard work, right? They do the innovation, they come up with the stuff, and then everybody else is like, "Ooh, that seems nice. Take that one, and we'll take that one."
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think we've already played this comp a couple of times, both in scrims and now. Um, like the first matchup we played was against this comp on Haven, or no, the second one when we played Nouse. And so we've already seen this once, and I think we'll be better prepared for it this time.
দেখ এই হেভেনটা খেলা হবে দেখ, ঠিক আছে, এদের কি কম্প আছে, দুটো ইনিশিয়েটার, একটা ডুয়েলিস্ট, একটা ওমেন আর একটা সাইফার, ঠিক আছে, আর এদের আবার দুটো ডুয়েলিস্ট আছে ইয়েদের। তো এরা চেষ্টা করবে ম্যাপ কন্ট্রোল নেওয়ার, ঠিক আছে, ওই যে ডিফেন্স আছে সে দেখবি ম্যাপ কন্ট্রোল নেবে, এতে দেখবি যদি তো দেখে যে টিম একদিকে পুশ করছে অন্যদিকে ওরা ম্যাপ কন্ট্রোল নেবে, দেখ
Swing one tap. Primi would swing one tap this, so
He would absolutely would. He didn't. He took an orb instead.
I mean that.
দেখ এটা হচ্ছে কন্ট্যাক্ট প্লে, ঠিক আছে, ওরা ঢুকবে, এই পাপি কন্ট্যাক্ট করলে স্টানটা যাবে, তার সাথে সাথে নিয়ন ওই রিভিল ভাঙার জন্য দাঁড়িয়ে আছে। এই দেখ এবার খেলো দেখ, এই দেখ খেয়ে গেল, এবার দেখ দেখলি কন্ট্যাক্ট প্লেটা, এইটা হচ্ছে ইয়ে মেন, এটাকে কি বলে বলতো, আরে এক্সাক্ট নামটা ভুলে গেছি, বেসিক্যালি এটা একটা গোটাটা একটা ট্র্যাপ, ঠিক আছে, ট্র্যাপের ট্রিগার থাকে একটা, আর তারপর গোটা ট্র্যাপটা পাট 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 করে সব গোটা ট্র্যাপটা ট্রিগার হয়ে যায়, যে এর সাথে কন্ট্যাক্ট নেবে, ওর সাথে কন্ট্যাক্ট নেবে, নিয়ে ফাইট হয়ে যায়।
Contacting against a breach comp is definitely good, and luckily for us, Poppy was in the right position to spot just before they
হ্যাঁ
went to the back site, because they literally could have just
হ্যাঁ
walked in the back site and caught Kelly with the stun in his hand if it wasn't for Poppy's line there.
এই কন্ট্যাক্ট প্লেটা আমরা সাধারণত বাইন্ডের ইয়েতে শাওয়ারে করি, যে আমি লাফি লাফি কন্ট্যাক্ট নিই, অ্যান্ড অ্যাজ সুন অ্যাজ আমি দেখি যে কেউ আসছে, কোনো একটা পিক্সেলও স্পট হলো, তার সাথে সাথে ব্লাইন্ড যাবে, স্টান যাবে, নিয়ে এসে যাতে আমি গিয়ে কিলটা নিতে পারি। এই দেখ এই ট্রিপটা দেখ, ব্যাক সাইডে ট্রিপটা দিয়েছে, বুঝতে পেরেছিস?
Yeah, I mean it's just pistol round. The biggest thing is that they just
এবারে এই রাউন্ড ওটা করবে নাকি জানি না, এইখানে কোথায় স্মোক করে বলতে হচ্ছে সি এর মিডলটা করে স্মোক করে, যে ডিফেন্সে যে থাকে লোকে কি করে সামনে চোক পয়েন্টে স্মোক করে, যদি দেখে সামনে চোখ পয়েন্টটা ক্রস করে গেছে, ভাই ভাই চুদে দিল ভাই। এই দেখ এই আর চুদে গেছে, বেরোতে হবে একে ফাইটটা থেকে। এই রাউন্ডটা বের করা গ্লোবাল স্পোর্টসের চাপ আছে। ও এর কাছে ভ্যান্ডাল ছিল, আমি ঘোস্ট আছে।
Yeah, I mean, after the initial duel, I mean, this was
এইটা যখন এই সেকেন্ডটাতে যখন মার খেলো তখন এর বেরিয়ে যাওয়া উচিত ছিল, তারপর আরেকবার ফাইট নিতে গেল।
Clearly running up at him, things are getting a little dicey. So, luckily, we have, we've got the APAC aggression that Pacific teams are known for, but we also were smart enough to import one European who plays like, relaxing, very fundamentally sound, boring Valorant. We need a little bit of boring Valorant on this team to balance things out.
এই দেখ কেমেন কন্ট্রোল নিচে দেখেছিস, একটা দিকে ডিফেন্স খেলছে, সাইফার কোথা থেকে খেলছে দেখ। গ্যারেজ পুশ আর সি পুশটা দেখবে, বিতে ট্রিপ, এটা হচ্ছে ওদের বোনাস রাউন্ড। এর দিকে ফাইটটা টানছে, এটা মজার একটা জিনিস দেখতে। দেখ পুরো ট্র্যাপ, দেখ স্টান আর প্যারানয় রেডি আছে, ঠিক আছে। এটা হবে প্যাট্রিক হুয়ের কন্ট্যাক্টে, এই কন্ট্যাক্টটা হবে এই সোভার, ঠিক আছে। এই দেখ স্টান এলো, ফ্ল্যাশ এলো, এবার দেখ হয়ে গেছে কাজ হয়ে গেছে, 3v2। এবার সাইফারকে এখানে দাঁড় করে দিলে এবার এরা রোটেট করে গেল। Fucking
the neon bucky is hard countered by this ISO shield, and so he slides in expecting the insta kill.
Bye. এই রাউন্ডে বেরিয়ে গেল।
But yeah, this is gonna be a pretty good bonus round, regardless of what happens here. But maybe Yudo can make this even more expensive.
এ বাবা টাইমিং কি ভাই। ভাই জিতে গেল ভাই।
We like to see that as a coach. I mean, the initial brawl here was nicely executed. Obviously, like I said, a little unlucky hitting the ISO with the Bucky slide. But we brawled. Crystal got out. A little unfortunate here that they get two without any trade, but Yudo able to take advantage of the fact that Sova didn't take that one shot as he came into the site, and ends up giving Global Esports two 1v1s, and Yudo's not going to lose either of those.
Yeah, the কথা, let's see.
One thing Udo has is not losing those aim jewels, and that's honestly massive. Today is looking good. Please ask him his routine. Wake up, brush teeth, whatever. Because I want to aim like him as well.
Exactly. Detailed notes.
Speaking of detailed notes, look at that. He's just swinging up here, playing off the util. Aftershock just to move them out the way as well. Unfortunately, they did not check garage, but for GE, they have all areas and bases covered here. Kalias in the corner, a flash forward there, but the Yoru will find him in the end. Poppy, off angle on top here. The sprays is good for one, but not enough for more. But the Sova RGYNB player has been massive. He's been putting up the numbers. He's been great at getting these multi-frags. Just dwindling down the numbers and advantage that GE has.
How the heck is the spike here? I'm not entirely sure how they made it all the way up on C without the spike. But a little problematic for AG that GE is able to have two players watching this. This round has been a little bit of a mess from both teams so far. Some whiff shots, some like weird kind of individual plays being made from both teams, but if GE can close this out, a win is a win.
Last player standing.
Trade there. Tell him Primmy. Not Primmying.
Yeah, Primmy wins those.
Not my Primmy. Hashtag.
Give the guy a break. I mean,
Nah, I mean, okay, let's talk a little bit more about this comp here. I mean, you did say it was a Fnatic comp, and there's a reason why it worked out for Fnatic, but what has been the problem so far for this team?
I think without, giving this team too much help as an assistant coach, I think they probably just need to do a better job of actually like taking important map control. They've been kind of letting GE dictate the pace of the rounds, and we're going to see GE walking down middle here again, taking space away from them. It becomes very obvious where your opponents are going if you have control of the rest of the map,
Yeah. A will be the area of contention this time. They can't see anything, so the whole team is just gonna just back away for a little bit, has an idea that GE might have a lurk somewhere nearby, and it is Patrick Hu here. They swing and they're gonna fall. Patrick Hu. You don't expect a duelist to be somewhere here, but Patrick Hu has been doing a great job of positioning himself in areas that people would not expect him to be.
Yeah, now this is going to force AG basically just to go forward here without their Sova to re-clear the map. They're going to go right into the teeth of Global Esports retake.
He's walking up here. He is Raze. The flashes are good here. The trades are awesome. Yoru looks good. And so does the other members of AG. Crystal forcing a 1v2 here. They have a recon, but will immediately be countered by that neural theft. Trying to see if he could just fake out the info if he could.
30 seconds
Heaven
left.
side will be where he's trying to go for here. Shock
planted.
dust just to delay that plant. And he goes again. Putting in a bit of chip damage, but where are the other two? They planted so close underneath him. With no idea where everyone is, he jumps a little bit more aggressively forward. The wall bangs up. Teammates. Now the position's not
One
changing.
enemy remaining.
They're all the way out to heaven. He's sharp as ever. One more player. And it's a Cypher.
There's no idea where this guy
Will be
is.
tagged. Look at him hiding in the corner, and he completely gets him while reloading. Tian, sharp and calm as ever.
Yeah, nice one. Using the calm name and the Tian name. I see that. Respect. Caster respect right there. Yeah, Yoru is really good in these brawling situations where things are getting chaotic. You could be teleporting around, you could be flashing, your clone might run out of a smoke. Just super strong, ends up having a really nice flash out of the smoke, kills two players, kind of sets the advantage for AG that they're able to just barely trade out there at the end.
Watch out! I'm out of here.
Rushing up forward here, forced up the way as well. Immediately, we also have him taken up here into the kill contract. The aim duels are unfortunately not winning here. Primi is online, in fact. As from one end here, we saw a judge in the hands of the Yoru. Crystal, waiting for the right time. Shock Crash is clear up close. A bit more pressure to come through here. Eats a bit of damage. His shield will regen eventually. It does.
Regen shield though. Yeah,
what you
regen
expect
shield's
it to
good
do.
against chip damage like that.
Urotan might have a hard time breaking through this trip as well. As soon as he breaks it, he's heard the footsteps as well. Tian very aware that he's there. Gonna be using that cage, and he decides to not really go for it. In fact, pulling the recon all the way to the backside here. But still, they have to breach his site here. Kelias rendered solo as well. The swing, pop and swing by Urotan is sharp as ever. With a fall here, finally. And here comes the Hunter's Fury just to buy some time. 1, 2, 3, swing. And finally, the other members will fall. But it's the Tian show here, and we're just in his show.
Yeah, Global Esports though, I think honestly pretty happy to get the Hunter's Fury and the Yoru ult and the kill contract out in that round. The ult cycle
That's
should
3.
definitely favor them going forward. I know Kelly has the Rolling Thunder, and there might be another one for Global coming up here very soon if they don't have it already.
Yeah. I think that was a really good round for AG as well. They really took their time trying to breach into the site as well. Good reads all around, and I think they had a good idea that Urotan would be going for that flank as well. Urotan tried to kind of play it, but it's really hard to. There is a trip as well as soon as he gets caught. So wasn't able to come to just really execute what he wanted to do. But this time around, we have our talent Primi here up on site. Urotan is playing a more aggressive game, and he's not done. Now, chip damages all around here. The shield does get broken, and Urotan will be very happy that Neural Theft gives away all the positions of AG. So it is enough to just really convince them to just move back here and not really commit to this face-to-face fights, at least with a disadvantageous number.
Yeah, I really like how Global is sort of stopping this double duelist comp before they get ready to actually like utilize the double duelist power, right? Because when you have a bunch of sort of aggressive tools, they usually are going to win in aggressive situations. But if you can stop them from being able to play aggressively by hitting them before they hit you, you can really kind of turn a comp that should be running you over on attack into something that really struggles to take any sort of momentum.
You can see just Patrick who moving on to A site just to give a bit more
30 seconds
support
left.
to his teammate, but the other members of AG, you have their duelist already on to B, just to catch them in the mid of this rotation. Poppy is there though, but already breaching that site. Poppy falls. Udotan with the pressure onto that cage itself will eventually go down as Kalias quick to trade him down. Kalias watching his corner to perfection, falls finally as Patrick who with the overdrive will completely run over the other members of AG, and GE goes back to the front seat.
Yeah, and they were able to hold on to the Rolling Thunder. More importantly, honestly, they're winning these rounds without having to invest their best retake ult, and that is going to be very problematic for AG because now, even if they have a good round brewing where they like get onto site, maybe have a couple of kills, this breach ult can just easily set up a retake that could completely, steal the momentum back in the round.
Still, Crystal will be the one to take this Altorp. 2 off his Hunter's Fury now. Poppy, he's ready to play off the Udotan. Immediately the Paranar comes out, they back off here, but Udotan's not done. Breaks it, still gets one through the clone, and that's massive. One duelist down, some firepower out the way, but then we all have a tapping to happen on the side. Udotan here, taking one out. He goes for 2, can't do more than that. Tian is sharp, but so is our Talon Primi. They get the spike here. They know they have an advantage, at least for one player. Patrick Chu still very much alive, but the swing out by their ISO is phenomenal. And Crystal forced back in a 1v3. He's deciding that it's not worth taking that fight.
Yeah, I think this is the correct decision. If you can hold on to this rifle, I think economy is a little bit rough for both teams at the moment, just because it's been kind of back and forth over the last 4 rounds. Crystal, I'm just gassing you up, guy.
That's the caster curse. Welcome to the caster curse.
Yeah, he had a long time to survive though, so unlucky.
Maybe you shouldn't be gassing him up. I bet if you didn't gas him up, he would have survived.
I mean, true. You were dogging on Poppy and he was popping off. So, Crystal, what are you doing?
Back to flaming.
You silly, silly boy.
Well,
I don't know.
now we know
I'm
why
trying to keep
coaches
it PG.
Okay, I think we need a comms video to really find out what the comms are in the off season. Guys, head on over to the YouTube channel of Global Esports. I'm just kidding. But honestly, it still looks very good here. I think for compared to the last few days that you guys have been playing Haven, is looking a little bit more, I would say, decisive on how you play, how you take fights. It's not really head on, and it's a nice push pull in my opinion.
Yeah, we're definitely not afraid from making plays and getting aggressive. We've seen it several rounds in a row now where we're challenging them before they can really set up their attack. This double duelist comp really likes to go C long and then like teleport into backside with the Yoru and run up with the ISO and the shield and the barrier moving forward. And if you don't shut down their C long stuff, it can be really hard to stop the momentum, especially once they get the ults rolling. As we've seen, the ISO ultimate is insane, right? It basically just lets you pull anybody from anywhere on the map into a situation where like the map immediately becomes a 4v5 because your team can just run up and scale on that person. So the Yor ult and the ISO ult together are just crazy tools to deal with. So you have to make sure that you're not giving them too many opportunities to just use those on you, especially on a 3-site map where it's hard to get your stacks correct.
Coming in here, so coming into scrims, I think as from a point of view of a viewer, as a fan, how do real scrims go? Do you guys actually go to 13, or do you guys ask the other team to do a certain to help you guys play in a certain way? How does that go?
Well, yeah, you definitely you always play out all rounds just because if let's say a team is stomping, in scrims, you'd only get to play half the map every time. That's not very efficient. So scrims just go to 24. It doesn't really matter who wins. You're just trying to practice as much of your attack and
Right
defense
here.
as you can, get as many reps in as possible.
You hear that, chat? Scrim bucks don't matter.
It's true.
Take this.
You gotta translate it into real results.
Yep. Some
Real
of the results
bucks.
here, Primi. That is early pickoffs there, punishing one member of Global Esports so early, and because of that, immediately AG decides to make a beeline for the A side. Now look at Udotan's positioning here. He's playing with his cam. One peek forward is perfect. The flash is so good. But Kalias will have to pick up the pieces here, but not able to. The other members of AG just completely swarming the site. And GE finds themselves from the defense to attack. From attack to defense, excuse me, the other way around. They've gotten one already. Poppy. He's trying to spot out one member here. As player. Good to spot out one. Gonna relay the information to his teammate. A drone as well, just to move them out the way. Paranoia up forward here. And it just sets up Patrick, who for success. And he's trying to swing it. He wall bangs it. Unfortunately, not getting the pickup he wants. All members looking at him. Poppy down. And so is Patrick, who. And we are down to a 5-4 AG catching up.
Got pretty dangerous there. I do like what GE did though, putting the Vandal on the Neon and also buying the Neon a regen shield, because it really kind of maximizes the amount of damage he might be able to put out in the round. Makes every situation dangerous. This is a game where ecos are already hard to beat just because of utility, and some agents have weapons for ultimates or other abilities, and you ought to just really respect teams no matter what their buy situation is like.
Patrick, who doing the same thing again, and this time with op in hand. They peek, they fall. I'm so sure he was about to get collateral there, but he's not about to find out if he can get more here. His teammates meeting up with him, reconvening. 1, 2, 3, peek. Saw a bit of that shield and decides he's not worth it. Does not want to lose the op this early at the very least.
Yeah, Patrick,
Rolling
who is
Thunder
this guy?
activated.
The discipline's crazy.
Insane, and so is Crystal as well, playing that off angle on Graffiti. He's gonna go for another peek as well. Breaks the clone immediately on that side already, but look at this friendship. The trades are true. Kelly, yes, and Crystal playing off each other to perfection, leaving player on his own, and Crystal to wrap the whole round with a bow.
Yeah, I'm really liking how together we're playing. Like you just mentioned, there's not a lot of opportunities for AG to get ones, which is really good to see, because every time that we lose a player, we want to make sure that we're trading that out. And so far, so good on this map for the most part.
Coming into this one, it looks, and again, that friendship, right? Immediately how Patrick who falls, immediately you have Kelly S on the other angle, trading him out. And as soon as Kelly S falls, you have Crystal on the other end. It's almost upon layers upon layers. I'm not too sure how exactly you guys have managed to set it up, but it's great.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it just came through the recruiting process. We made sure that we picked players that just seemed like, good communicators, chill players. Neither one of me or Juvenile wants to deal with drama. It's not fun to have players causing problems in the team. And so both of us are pretty mellow, and we want our players to be pretty mellow as well.
Not too sure if the kill contract got anyone here, Poppy. The backside will be taken up quickly by that shorty. Now on the backside, Udotan gonna find himself face to face with 2 players of AG and finally falling here. Global Esports could not hold on to their defense. Will eventually fall. Patrick, who, you gotta give it to this guy. Nerves of steel, just peeking out like that. And even then, he's still trying to see if he can get any value by anyone trying to challenge him. But then we have our Premier player here. Just play a little bit more aggressive. As for GE, they're saying, okay, we erase the right flag. We concede. It's time to go for a save.
Yeah, no real utility to make this happen with the operator as well. Of course, just as I'm talking about how well we're playing together, play around, that's fundamentally not that great.
That's
just in terms of
caster curse. I'm telling you right now, as soon as you get into the caster mic, it's over.
luckily, I won't be casting any of my team's games this year, so you won't have to worry about cursing too long.
What about Coach Curse? Does that happen?
In the half.
Hopefully not, because I'm sure I do that all the time. If so.
Now, what are you thinking here? What's your thought process about what these few rounds have been going? Your team has been going through.
Currently, I'm thinking, why is Yuta-san doing product placement for Monster? I don't think they're one of our sponsors, so not a fan of that. We charge for those things. But as far as the game goes, I'm honestly pretty happy because I think, like I said, this has been one of our better maps in scrims, and so far we haven't won it in these face-off matches. So it's nice to see us, not starting too slow, not falling way behind, fighting against a aggressive comp and fighting them with confidence. Yeah, I would like to see us get out of this half with a 7-5. That would be super nice, and then we can just go ahead and kind of, I think, do what we do best, which is play a good default game and allow teams to make mistakes into us.
I think Udo-tan heard you just now about his call out about his drink. He immediately pushed it back.
Good.
Coach Aura is
You
incredible.
can't be giving away free advertising. Everybody needs money in esports. You can't be giving away free advertising.
Esports winter is rough. I'm just kidding. Coming into this one, I'm really liking to see, the amount of impact coming in, especially from Kellyas and Crystal from this map. Being Patrick, who is just doing what he usually does in terms of taking a space and just becoming a human recon to an extent, excuse me. But this time around, it's a slower start here. GE, you're not having that early contact, not having too much aggression. I mean, at least for Crystal, the very least just peeking long here. But Patrick, who as soon as he peeks, he's gonna win that. Quick first contact. A jump peek forward, he's gonna try to see if he can catch anyone again. Breaks that cam as well. And now for AG, they're thinking, okay, maybe we're gonna be a bit more patient. But that peek out by the team is just insane. Tian falls as well. There's no shield to protect the ISO this time. And with the shield, he's just gonna move backwards.
Yeah, I love how tenaciously he played that. He was not going to let them have any space for free and punish them every time they tried to take a peek that was not to their advantage. So love to see that from Patrick, who just playing the position to perfection, giving us a huge advantage in this round. Like I said, 7-5 half. Let's go. Make it happen, guys.
They might. Neural Theft activated already. Spots out all the members of AG as well. Hunter's Fury to delay that plant and in fact tagging one of the players.
30 seconds left.
Him quite low, but they are going to still get that plant. Lots of time to work with, but they need to make sure they can get on the site before they prepare for that post plant. They push up forward here. Gonna get 2 here from GE. 1 for Poppy, 1 for Kellyas. The damage is done despite all of the efforts made by Suki.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, once Patrick Hu does this on C Long, the round should be over, basically. Like, I would say this is like a situation you should win 95 to 98% of the time, if not even higher. And we've definitely had some problems winning 5v3s so far in face-off, so it's nice to see us just convert cleanly. The coordination of the collapse with Yuta-tan on the flank there was really nice, and it's just sort of like expected result, but also it's a relief to actually see it happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it really does. Let's walk me through what the calling on the team sounds like. Is it like fully just a call from the IGL, or do you guys have like a second caller? What's going on there?
So yeah, Kelly definitely is the main guy. He's usually, we give him, like, we've specifically given him, the space in the pre-round to make sure everybody's on the same page. But then Crystal and Yuta-tan are both very vocal players also. So they give a lot of really good information. They give a lot of good sort of other options. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, who's not vocal? It's Patrick, who just walks up and shoots people in the face, mutes his mic and does a play.
It's true. Sometimes we're like, Mark, you're muted. And then he comes back, blows our eardrums out with like 200 times volume for some reason. Just classic stuff.
Yeah, now all eyes for GE will be going toward that C-Long area. There is one trip, just to really trip them off if they can. And Tian takes quite a bit of damage here. The shock darts come through. Not too sure what happened to that shock dart. Actually, Patrick Hu gonna walk straight into that. Kelly has to fight Kong. Quick for that as well. Switch with. He gets 2, in fact, for finally being shut down by Kalias, leaving only their Sova alive. In a 1 versus 3, we've seen miracles happen. But so far, GE has been clean with how they play with each other. Look at this crossfire they have. Look how far back they're playing. 2 from long, 1 from garage. He crosses, there's nowhere he can look to try and stay alive. But he's gonna try though. Player,
Revealing area.
shock dart forward, but Udotan was completely ready for him, and they go to an 8.
Yep, love that. Just really good, full commitment into the backside. That's one of the situations where if you don't just really clear out that backside, you could give way too much space to the defenders to come in for the retake. But we went in together. We kind of just ran over the backside players, took full control. And also, I mean, the initial duel putting us in a 5v4 advantage at the beginning of the round was super helpful there too.
It's looking really good right now for the team as well. I mean, you did project a 7-5, that happened, and now the pistol in hand as well. And AG really needed that. They haven't found a way to deal. It was not really aggression either. It's just positioning for GE, right? That really good post plant, how quickly and how decisively they played together just to make sure that they can secure those rounds. It's massive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is the thing. We do this a lot in scrims. We do this a lot outside of the public eye. And so it's nice to see us sort of like doing the things that I've been watching for the last month and a half, which have been, a little hit or miss so far in the games that we've played.
And see how they execute on the side as well.
Spike
How
planted.
you have Kalias with the flash, paranoia as well, just to completely choke or overwhelm all the players of AG on the site. But this time around, AG was not there. No one was home. Free site already, they know where Wadi is. They already spotted out the players of AG coming in from in front of garage as well. Immediately, they have that layer number 2, which is going to be that cage from the Cypher. Udotan was there, ready and waiting. Someone crosses, they will fall. A Bucky in hand for Wadi.
Go, go, go.
Might be hard to deal with. But they go aggressive here. Udotan tries to challenge, will fall. Patrick Hu from the backside here. The sprays are massive, but the thing about the Sheriff is that one tap to the head is all they need. Long side completely in their control. And with Crystal, that outlaw is all they need, even a call at. That is disgusting.
Yeah, all gamers were a little hesitant. They were trying to get in through CT. We kind of stuffed in there. They went all garage, and it's just too small of a choke point to really get through effectively. So basically ran out of time before even getting onto the site. At that point, it was just a nice conversion for GE.
Curious, very, very curious how that round played. It's just like, it feels like for GE, it just feels so natural how they move together, how they play off each other. It's looking good right now. I think that can set a big expectation on what we can expect from the beginning of the season. Again, all eyes are onto C long area. Tian this time has positioned himself in a little bit more passive position.
Yeah, one of the big things about this Fnatic comp is they tend to dedicate a huge amount of resources to A because they don't have that breach stun to stop the line. And so a lot of the times there will just be 3, even 4 players at A, which makes potentially exploring C pretty good. As we do see the Yoru teleport over there, but now AG has to figure out, okay, what's the actual setup that we need to get into? They're pretty limited on utility or info utility, just the Sova and the Cypher. So if they can't get the stack correct with this comp, it's going to be really difficult for them to convert rounds.
Gotta go.
Speaking of stack, there's like a utiled up between both teams there. You see cages, you see stuns.
Uh-oh,
No
I don't like
follow-up
this.
here.
No, not the judge. Not the judge.
Flush. Oh man, the judge is able to find Patrick Hu, but Kalias, good as ever to find that trade. Tian will eventually be noted, moves and plays with his cage to perfection, juking every single shot. Things out for his teammates. He needs the damage for the shock dart. Kalias surviving by the skin of his teeth there, but Tian finally finds Poppy. Positioning has been noted, at least for the one inside of garage. They can completely crunch them in there if they want to as well. They get the defuse here, they're gonna get it.
Hello?
Not
Hello?
too sure what happened there. GE, what was the breakdown?
Honestly, not sure. Maybe we just didn't hear them tap. I don't know. That was a little bit bizarre. I mean, it was going to be a tough conversion anyway. It was the bonus round for GE, but yeah, Yudaton was on like the longest flank of all time, and so it was basically a 4v5 for the entire round. Get in the gym, son. Get those track legs running. You need to be a little bit faster on the map next time.
Position set up here. It
Spike
does
down
give
mid.
dividends there for the player. But for now, we do have Wadi playing a more aggressive angle here. He's been doing numbers with that judge. And he's been playing very carefully with his teammates as well. One player from the backside just to kind of divert attention away from him, make sure that he doesn't get caught out here. Re-smoke as well. Not sure if Patrick Hu actually wants to challenge this. He might. They pinged one player, but does he actually note the Yoru here in this corner?
Yeah, I think Bugatti Veyron might need to change his name to like Cybertruck or something like that, because he's not playing like a sleek sports car. He's kind of just playing like a box, just sitting in a corner.
Cover going out.
Dark good.
Yeah, but Patrick Hu is gonna try and challenge it. Immediate fast lane forward. But he's not going to B side at all. It's just a ruse to move all the players of AG to B side. Already inside of A. And suddenly it's so hard for AG just breach the area.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
they don't have any big duelist ults, so it's gonna be all on execution for AG to get back in here. GE set up pretty well.
There's the paranoia.
Helmet in the right
recon
spot.
spots one out. There you go. Walk in there. Patrick Hu from Graffiti. He goes aggressive. 3 members, in fact, as he slides through. That is phenomenal. He's a menace. And AG probably hates seeing him slide forward to them.
Absolutely. I mean, this is one of the reasons we put this guy on Neon. But yeah, Poppy, the unsung hero there. Perfect paranoia. Also, Crystal's drone taking first contact, making sure that we have the timing correct. It's just good. Like, good fundamental post-plant positions. No gaps in the defense there of the site. And at that point, we just kind of throw our utility and the rest takes care of itself.
Here's the Conquest, Patrick Hu. Jukes out all that util, but his position's noted. But the rest of AG, they don't want to find out what sort of aggression comes in hand behind that smoke. So they concede, moves back. The same could be said about GE just cutting the noise.
Wow, they've got 5 players at A site, including a Yori teleport. So, firmly believing this is going to be the site where GE ends. Looks like GE is going to run a fake here, and we might end up just running directly into the stack, which would be very unfortunate. Go back, guys! No! Listen to me!
Did not
Although, if
spot out
Yudo
Patrick
doesn't
Hu
see
as well.
anything here, he might call everybody back.
He might. But GE, they want to try still go for A. Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath even. 2 members up onto sewers. 2 on site, 1 toward B-Link.
Little reverse fake going on here. We show the Sova at garage to try and fake to get A space. No reaction. We show the Sova at A to get C space, and it
Patrick
works
Hu?
out perfectly.
Oh man. Thought he was gonna be able to do something with the tag, but unfortunately for them, he's gonna fall. It's a great fake onto C, straight on there already. Plants through as well. The positions are already set, leaving Crystal in the flank just to make sure if anyone were to cross, he's gonna find them. But here comes the Rolling Thunder. GE, they want blood. They are taking space and denying all of it. 18 HP. Urotan has to play a bit more passive here. Tian gonna quickly try and get to the side itself. Timing is on his side. But for GE, decided to play on the C side itself here. Members of AG straight to a garage here. All 4, in fact. Can he survive the onslaught of numbers here? They crunch from in front of garage as well. Kelly, yes, 1 by 1, they peek. They will be punished here. But for player, Bugatti, will go down to find 2. Crystal go for 1. Can he go for more? He can't. They hit a 10, but AG gets it in the end. Just in the nick of time.
Yeah, I thought for a while there GE had done enough to stall the retake. I mean, I don't know. We might want to check to see to make sure that spike was like competitive grade, because it seemed like it was counting slower than normal. I was really expecting them to run out of time there with all the delaying utility that GE was throwing, but ultimately good stack from AG. They win the gunfights when they need to, and that costs GE a rolling thunder, and their economy kind of in shambles here. If they lose this round, they may not have a buy in the next one.
Aggressive here, deeper smokes just to deny a bit of space.
Over
On
there.
the other side there, GE doing well to just really sort of go for this default here. Clears those corners, shock darts, but that's a lot of util used already by AG this early.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of have to, right? That's what this comp does. They need to take aggressive space because otherwise the map becomes way too open. You can't just have a Sova and a Cypher cover 3 sites. It's a little bit too hard on Haven, especially if teams are breaking your utility as a Cypher. So they have to get aggressive. They have to try and make plays.
Tian hasn't moved quite yet, playing carefully with his teammate, the
Deploying
Yoru,
drone.
but gonna go into A one more time. They have the cage up already just to really keep them guessing if it's actually gonna be this hit here. But for the Sova, he has not been kind of moved at all. He's just
Portal closed.
not buying any of this because they've just been juked so many times here. Godiveron already coming onto the side as well.
30
Here's the
seconds left.
footsteps, notices to his teammate, and immediately look at that quick rotate there from B and the Cypher coming through as well. But look at the B line coming in from Global Esports. Once again, it's just a game of smokes and mirrors.
They are right here.
Yeah, this is just a really nice read. They know that the Yoru hears 4 people running to A, so the rotations are going to go there, and as a
10
result,
seconds left.
they hit a quick pivot. Poppy's holding space towards C, and look at this. Yudo on another massive lurk. Uh-oh, kill contract. Primi.
Kelly's gonna fall there. Okay, there was a reason. The aura from Primi's name is just a bit too much. He wins it. Patrick Hu with the overdrive here. Finds one. Could go for 2, but that's all he can do. Tian gonna fight him in the end. The plan is done. They are prepared for that post plant. A smoke as well. They can't see anything. It's a one-way. Urutan here. Big swings all around. Walks straight into Primi, or rather Suki's crosshair. You hear the tap here. He tries to go forward. Going here to go for that defuse there. Wins one
Last
fight, goes
player
down to
standing.
Crystal. Crystal, can you do this? Time not on AG's side. Not buying it. And they get the round. 11 in the bag. Global Esports one-off match point.
Yeah, very nice by Crystal to close that one out. You know, he's been super consistent winning these clutches. Another nice 2K with the Neon ult from Patrick Hu, and like I said, just a great call from Kelly to do the pivot, or whoever did call that. That's what's one of the nice things about our team is that, like, Kelly will call these, Crystal will sometimes call these, but everybody is allowed to, you know, if you got the play, if you got the perfect read, make the call, and we will listen to you.
Go, go, go.
GE getting active. Definitely a lot more active than the last 2-3 rounds.
We'll op on the A line. Should probably come back and drone this off. Meanwhile, Yudotan holding space in middle with all the Cypher utility. As long as we don't just walk into the op lane. Poppy, come on now. How many times have we re-cleared this without? It's okay. Okay, happens.
Thankfully for them, they're not getting hit by the second op shot, so Peasants noted. They're still gonna try and fight for this control off sewers. Patrick Hu.
I'm out of here.
He actually just eats all of that recon as well. Positions noted. 3 members already onto A side. The other 2 members of AG just hovering around B and C.
Yeah, we haven't really done a great job of breaking anything towards the C side of the map, so there should be a fairly readable round for all gamers. They've got the
30
2
seconds left.
areas stacked that they want to have stacked at the moment. We're going to drone to try and pull rotations to A. The timing a little bit weird here, but maybe we have enough to get them to C.
Nasty short. G left scroll gets a 2-on-4. You'll already hear from the shadows turned on
10
already as
seconds
well.
left.
Off in hand here. Hard to see. Wall bang to death, but the shots from our Suki sharp as ever. 3 already. And you know what? Everyone should change their name to Talon Primi. Gives them a headshot buff.
Gun here.
Yeah, he's having a pretty nice map on the ISO. I think what 3-0 with the kill contract so far. Has another one online, so we'll see I mean, again, if he wants to burn it on the eco just to keep that perfect record, you know, I respect it. Sometimes stats are more important than winning the game. We'll see.
Looking good right now. Understanding what they can get value from for that
Revealing
ISO
area.
as well. Just taking these initial fights, winning those aim jewels as well. Patrick, who this time getting active once again. From the shadows, activated already, clears out the back of sight. In fact, Fastlane already online here. Patrick, who has to play a dangerous game, will eventually be found. But Kelly, yes. With that Sheriff, he puts in the damage. One player knocked down, and he wants to go again here. Udotan, gonna move out the way here. Will be taken
Okay,
out
kill
here
contract against the
by
sheriff.
this area. Oh man. There's, our Suki gonna be finding one. Udotan gonna find the Yoru eventually. But this time around, all gamers not too sure where to go as one by one the members fall here. Sheriffs in hand. The shots are crispy. Clearly, global esports this year, aimers all around. C.
Oh my gosh, the
where they
timing
wanna
is
go to.
crazy.
It really
The timing
is.
is crazy.
It's the plants as well. You already heard the sounds of the Vandal come through. All eyes on that. They have an exhausting bring up each other as well. A thrifty, in fact. And look at the upgrades they got from this round.
Match point.
Yep. Love that. I mean, the initial hit didn't go particularly well, but Kelly hits the nice trade. I mean, like I said, if they want to use the kill contract to get the perfect 4-0 record in 1v1 duels, that's fine, but they're not going to win the map if they do so. And so I think right at that point, I was feeling good, but then we win the round on top of it. I mean, I think we close it out this round. We got big ults. The buy is sketchy for all gamers. Let's put them to bed.
Could be an early night here. TP back, but look at that. I'm not too sure. Patrick was not expecting the Sova to be holding that close here. Util expended already. You have the aftershock just to clear up that corner. Player, almost like the unmovable force here. Udotan walks up just a little bit to clear out the top side, but decided against it.
Flight.
Global Esports here. Question is whether or not they can just quickly tie up the rounds. Udotan not spotted here. He's gonna take advantage of that, walking up. No one is actually watching here quite yet. Not too sure if he heard the jump shot spots. No, I don't think so.
No, I don't expect all gamers to rotate off of this at all either, just because none of their cypher utility has been broken. There's no noise towards B, so it's just gonna have to be a nice execute from GE to get this one over the line.
Hunter's Fury tags 2 in fact. Almost 3. Flash top as well. Player can't do anything. Udotan cleared the opening. So is Poppy for 2. Putting in the numbers. Very quiet. On the top side of area here, Tian.
Spike planted.
Hard ask. All eyes are on him. Has a shield to play with. He has his util as well. He has the uppercut. Look at how many utils are on him already. One by one. As soon as he clears one, it's a shock dart. There's the dart as well. In fact, look at the pressure coming in from the guns as well. He can't do anything.
At this point, just throw your guns through the door. Accept defeat, I think.
He did that.
Attackers.
Walks in straight into Crystal's crosshair. And it's a clean 2-0 here. Global Esports. What a way to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a super, super good event for us. It's been very fun to play. It's been fun to watch. I'm really, really excited for the future. I think we will hopefully have more off-season stuff, but if we don't, you know, we'll scrim and scrim and scrim, get better every single day. And like I said, I've been watching us do stuff like this for the last month and a half. It's not consistent yet, but certainly we have the ability to play this well and play even better than this as well. So I'm just very excited to watch the team develop as a coach because, you know, Juvie and I, we pick these players because we see the potential. Like it's in there for us to be a very good team this year, and we just have to make sure that we put in the hard work and that we realize that potential.
Yeah, coming up forward, I think Juvie looks very happy here. Like in map 1 just now, it looked like he has a lot to say. But this map is just smiles all around, chill as ever.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's not to like about a 2-0 against another VCT team? We've got Patrick Hu with 5 bloods at the top of the scoreboard doing his job well. Crystal with the clutches, only 9 deaths on the map. We like that. You know, everybody did their part. And I mean, I think Kelly's calling on this map is the best that's looked so far in the face off.
Right. So coming in, I think you talked about Kelly's calls, right? I mean, I could definitely say right now that Kelly is definitely a fragging IGL the way he has been playing, playing and just trading off each other. Is this a dynamic that you guys prefer? Because I know some teams they don't talk. They don't
GG
talk
well
about
played,
the
guys. GG well
IGL's
played.
numbers up there. But what about Kelly? Yes.
ভাই কি দারুণ খেলে দিল ভাই জি
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that we're at a place in Valorant where everybody's got to be able to shoot.
বলো এরা
Like, as long as you can have good
ঠিকঠাক আহামরি কিছু লাগে
in addition to that, you'd always rather have extra firepower, right? And so
হুম
it's also nice too when you have a player who understands some of the other roles, right? Kelly, as a duelist, he knows what his player that he's supporting needs,
না
right? That's
রাত্রি
kind of
জাগতে
cool
হবে
thing
না
because he's been
এটা
in that
খাওয়া
position
সকালে
with the
সকালে
Maurice or
চলবে
the whoever throwing utility, but now he's doing it for somebody else. And so he kind of understands that relationship, which is
হুম
really, really good.
চলো গাইস
Obviously, I mean,
আজ
the man can shoot. We
আজ
saw Hu say
আজকের
it
মতন
in
ওয়াচ
the last
পার্টি
couple
এতটাই ছিল
games, and
সিউ
it's always nice
টাটা
to be able to
বাই
just
বাই